Thank you again for tuning in to Candid with Candy. I'm your host, Candy. My next guest surprisingly said to me, I no longer wanted the freedom. That longing for companionship, for exchanging I miss you and I love you messages, for intimacy, for sweet nothings, for perhaps a coy glance, for sharing a simple meal, for uncontrollable laughters. This is not desperation. This is a basic human need that very, very few experience and are fortunate to have, married or not. Well, then, let's meet Mr. Fortunate. Yes, all the boxes have been checked. And let's find out how that happened. Please welcome Puneet Malik, all the way from Gurugram, Haryana. Hey, Puneet. Hi.
Hello, how you doing?
It's so good to see you. Yeah.
It's good to see you too. It's been a while, huh?
So thank you so much for willing to do this. I know you are camera shy, that's what you say, but we'll just treat
Yeah.
it as like a conference call.
Sure. Yeah, I really thank you for this opportunity. I don't get to be on shows that often. Maybe this is probably my very first show. I might be a little nervous, so please, if I start sweating, just let me know. I would know, of course, but just yeah. Okay.
Begin
Yeah.
by a quick introduction. Let everybody know where you are currently and what you do.
I've been corporate professional for near about 21 years. Um, Started off my career with a BPO, uh, and then eventually made my way. After 19 years of working, spending there, I made my way to uh, a global bank.
Okay.
And
I find your background really interesting. Maybe we can start off with, when you were little, how life was. And there was also a turning point, I think, at age 13 or 14, right?
yeah.
Yeah, if you can begin with that story.
Sure. Yeah. I'm super excited to share my last 40 years with you. It's been a it's been eventful 4 decades. I had to really count that. Until my teen years, I was adventurous. I'm still am. Was happy-go-lucky, and most of my time was dodging the homework and being out about playing and everything. Until really the age of 12 or 13, when I started to realize that we are being hit by financial trauma. My dad started to lose his business, and I belong to back then. I belonged to a business class family, and eventually, when shit really hit the roof, we realized that my dad has lost everything completely. We were literally in a stage wherein when we didn't know what to do. Like we used to live in a pretty big house. I mean, it was a house wherein if you empty a room, your voice would echo. I could host a party of like 50 people in that. It was that big a house. Although it was an ancestral property, but it was still that
Right.
that that grandiose. So um, then eventually we realized that we were getting into debts, and the debt which took me near about 15 years to pay off. 15 years of my career I spent, and we lost that house completely. So but before that, we started to realize that things are now really bad. So I started off with the help of my mom. We started off a catering business, and we used to supply tiffins to a lot of students in North Campus. So that helped. I still remember. Yeah,
Sorry to interrupt. Just to give
yeah,
perspective, right? So
yeah.
you had this massive house and you moved to a what?
Not yet. I mean, I was going to come to that. So from
Oh,
that massive house, we moved to a place wherein we were just we just had one room. The four of us, we just had one room, and finding rats and mouse, they were not strangers to our house. They were all welcome. So it was that kind of a place. I remember the time when uh, my mother, she would go to a temple, and our entire meal for the four of us would be one bread pakora. I don't know if you know
Like a
you've
sandwich.
had those.
Yeah.
So yeah, a sandwich, like a sandwich for the entire family, for the four of us. For that was our entire meal for the day. And so we've seen that kind of a time, to a time wherein sometimes we do waste food. So we would lock doors and from outside, and stay hidden inside, because there will be debt collectors who would just bang on our doors and stuff like that. So it was a crazy time back then. um that's
And how
when
old brother? Your younger brother?
my brother he was very young. Yeah, I think I was like 16, 17, so he must be like 10, 11 years old. So
And
I've seen a time wherein I I saw my mom crying, my dad crying, and my younger brother sitting and saying that I don't want to live, I don't want to live. And he was a for me he'll always be a baby, but he was a baby back then. And then to hold back your tears and still stay strong, and tell your family, yes, it's gonna be okay, when you don't know what's gonna be okay, how it's gonna be okay. So yeah, those seen those times. But God's been kind, so things are much better now.
so I'm
That's
sorry,
it.
you were talking about your catering business.
Yeah, so that's an interesting story how it all started. My brother, he was really weak in math. Okay, so we had a tutor for him who used to, and that tutor was an outstation candidate. He was not from Delhi. So he used to visit, he used to teach Prashant. My brother's name is Prashant, so you know it. But for those who don't, so he used to study. He used to teach him, and then there was this one time he told my mom that, auntie, if, you can not pay me, but instead feed me, like. And then there was this one time he felt sick, so he called up and he said, can you send food home? So I went there, and the next day when I went again to give the tiffin, I met bunch of guys, and they said, "Are you the one supplying food to?" I still remember that guy's name. Are you the one supplying food to Prabhat? I said, "Yeah." He said, "We really we tasted the food. It was really good." And my mom has been known for cooking. She's a phenomenal cook. Ask any of my friends who've had food here.
Me,
They would, yeah, you know. I mean, I don't even remember how long has it been.
yes.
So yeah. So anyhow, we just started, and trust me, from that one tiffin, I was able to raise that number to 450 in matter of 2 to 3 months. And I learned, and I quite honestly, without being in corporate, I learned a lot of corporate concepts, like um,
Market.
feedback and marketing, and the marketing, like, in a way, like, I mean, I was young back then, right? So raging hormones, and so I was so those boys, they said that, our girlfriend's hostel, they also looking for. That was my opportunity. Okay, so I just, so the entire hostel was, eventually started taking tiffins from us.
Meet
So
the tiffin man walks in to the hostel,
worked.
girls'
Yeah,
hostel.
and then I decided to work for um, McDonald's. You know, I worked with McDonald's for about a month, seriously, because and then I had to quit, because for a very weird reason. It's a hotel industry, and they asked me to shave daily. Can you imagine? So, and I'm so young, I can't do that. And the rebel in me came out, and I quit the job in 30 days. But those 30 days were very interesting. I learned a lot. I used to mop the floors. They have a term called must do, which is like cleaning the toilet. They are very particular about QSCV, which is like quality, standard, cleanliness, and values. I mean, those are the things that I probably took away, and eventually, subconsciously, I have been very conscious about it in my 21-year career. With in corporate. Um,
So
then,
thankfully, the
yeah.
only takeaway wasn't about cleaning loos and cleaning
Oh,
tables.
that helped me a lot. I'm after my maid all the time. That look a spot. I can do better job, and then I have to show her, and then eventually, I think most of the times, she's just standing there. I'm doing it. So I
It
need
works
to
for
rethink.
her.
I need to rethink having her
They'll be like, Puneet Bhaiya, can you show it to me again?
again. Yeah, for last 2 years, I've been showing it to her again and again and again. Yeah, I think need to reconsider. No, but jokes
Good job,
apart,
Puneet. Good job.
it was a public toilet. You're
Yeah.
cleaning a public toilet. Never imagined that in my life as a kid. But things you gotta
Especially,
do, right?
just to give some context, right? Especially in a country like ours in India, where it's
Yeah.
almost taboo, right? Like
Yep.
you have like a separate class of people who are kind of meant to do that kind of a job.
Correct. Right.
So while internationally, it's not a big deal, but I
Hmm.
think in a country like India, it is,
Yeah. I
right?
mean,
And to kind of go down to that level, if you will,
yeah. Yeah.
and to do something like that, you're swallowing your pride and your
Everything.
ego and the little rebel that was there inside. You're like,
Yeah.
I need that money, man. Let's just do this.
But we were going through a very troubled times, right? But when I told my parents about it, that I'm gonna start working with McDonald's, they were like, what will be your work there? And I was really shy or skeptical about telling them that I would be mopping floors and cleaning. And when I told them, their first reaction was like, are you serious? Then please don't share this with any of our relatives and everything. It was a shocker to me that and it is not to take away anything from my parents. My parents have been very supportive. They've groomed us, they've raised us, they've been our support system, but still, it was such a social I don't
Mhm.
know what, yeah, stigma, that don't tell family or relatives that what will they think that you clean um, toilets.
Right,
Right.
right. No, that's exactly why I just wanted to spend a couple of minutes on this because it really would have bothered the life.
Yeah.
You know. So with that, Puneet, I'm also interested in another story that you have. So
Have a lot of
English
stories.
English didn't really come to you naturally because it wasn't the spoken language in the house and
True.
your relatives and
Yeah.
in school, though you
Hmm.
studied it. So you knew how to write and read, but it
Yeah.
wasn't your medium of speech.
Communication. Yeah.
Yeah.
Spoken communication. Yeah.
Correct, correct. So this whole journey is something that I'm really interested in. Yeah, if we can just spend a few minutes on that.
Sure. I will try to spend only few minutes, um, because I usually get carried away a lot.
I'll just
So
get it out.
yeah, just do it. Okay. So I mean, this again all started because I couldn't last with McDonald's for more than 30 days, and uh, these contact centers and BPO culture was fairly new. Somebody told me that they are good jobs. You work nights, so you can probably manage your college during daytime. I went and spoke with my business communication professor. I asked him, I said, can you help me? I mean, you're the communication guru of our college. Can you help me improve? I really need a job because this whole family situation is not really, it's something I need to improve. So I need a job. I need to land a job. So he said, follow whatever I tell you. My professor would pull me up in the morning assemblies and ask me to speak on any topic of his choice. To work on my public speaking, fear of public speaking, I did a lot of skits and plays, and for 3-4 months, I would just only watch English movies. But yeah, then that helped me. In matter of 3 or 4 months, I was able to land a job, but it was enough English to land a job. But the real journey began after that. From the time when I could barely utter a word in English to a time 8 or 9 years later, one of my clients counterparts in US said that they teach really good English in India. Your English is impeccable. So that was a tag that I'm like, I started roaming around with my head at hi and all that crap. So
It would have been like a really good day, just smiling for no reason and just
yeah.
being really happy.
Yeah,
Treating your friend to a cup of coffee just because, you know.
just because. Yeah, yeah, or yeah, I know.
No, but these
True.
these little successes just make you so happy, right? And so let me also
Seriously.
say, good job, Puneet.
Thank you. I need to walk like this now. I think I might sleep like this only. But anyhow. I remember the first voice and accent trainer when I spoke in front of her for the first time. She said, your grammar is I won't even comment, but the conviction, but the conviction and the modulation in your voice is something will help you get away with anything. I'm like, is it really what what do I interpret of it? Is it like a my improvement area or so? But yeah, that was a confidence booster as well. I took it that way.
No, no, no.
So,
So your sheer confidence, sorry, your sheer enthusiasm took you a long
to
way. Just
yeah,
enthused.
probably. Yeah.
Oh gosh.
So that's it. Yeah.
So now, I also know that, unfortunately or fortunately, not to say that, Hindi is a bad good, English is bad good. I think the whole conversation we are having around this is because it's the language that is required in a global platform, right? If you're
Correct.
working in a sector like the BPO or the
Mhm.
BPM or whatever we want to call it, um, that is the language that everybody understands you with, across the world. And hence, why Puneet and I are
Yeah.
talking about it. And not to
Correct.
say that, our mother tongues are not important. I mean, I ensure that my son is only spoken to in Mizo because, you
Yeah.
know, I can't imagine him only knowing English because that's pseudo, according to
Yeah.
me.
I mean, I just something that came to me just right now, like in a country, and it's funny, in a country divided by language, we are united by a foreign language. So that's how important English is at this point in time. Um, so that's
I
it
agree.
takes you.
It takes you
So
places.
I was able to travel so many countries.
How many countries have you visited, Puneet?
So countries, I mean, so I've visited six six or seven countries, I think. So
And but you lived in the US for
yeah,
what,
the
five
longest
years?
for eight, 7.5 years, about seven
Oh,
and a
wow.
half. Yeah,
Wow,
7 years
was
for
that
maybe.
long? So I don't want to spend too much time on that now because I
Mhm.
want to spend a lot of time on the next segment,
Okay,
which is
I'm interested.
you better, which
Yeah.
which is your love life, right? Your
Oh, okay.
um, it's like one of the sweetest stories, and I want to ensure that we have enough time spent on that.
Sure, sure, sure. Yeah, why not? I mean, I love to talk about my love story because it's a love story. And everybody, most of us who love love stories, people who've not been successful in love, they probably love love stories. People, I was in that segment once. Like, all my love stories were more like commercials. So to a time now when I mean, to, to a time when I finally found my movie, like my real,
Oh,
hopefully my, so just not to say those commercials weren't great. They were phenomenal commercials. Okay, like I love all the commercials. I don't know if I should be saying that, but they've been good
especially
experiences.
especially the real movies watching this.
Yeah,
I don't know if
yeah.
you,
So I love my real movie. I hope that makes up for everything.
what about
Yeah, but
what about the unrequited love?
yeah, they were like as I call them, like one-sided committed. I was committed, like one-sided committed love. Like my heart was into it so many times. So
Oh my God, my
yeah,
I'm like tearing up. Jeez.
yeah.
Yeah.
Good. So yeah, I really want to talk about this because I think my fiance now, name is Liane, and She is one of the sweet, not just because maybe because that's why she's my fiance. She's one of the sweetest people I have come across. Like very considerate, very family oriented. I have to make up for whatever I said. So if I start, 30 minutes will go in that. But I was based out of US. Life was good, you know. Work was good, finances were good, everything was stable. Okay, but I had no luck with love, for so many years. Surprisingly enough, my for some odd reason my visa got rejected and I had to come back to India, like wrap up everything in a haste, come back to India. I'm questioning myself, like, why is it happening to me? Little that I knew that God had a plan. Okay. uh, I I was assigned on a project to Indonesia. I was filing for my paperwork and everything. That's when I get a call from project manager. He said, Punita, Indonesia is not a priority right now, but are you okay traveling to Philippines? I'm like, sure, why not? I mean, I had few friends there, but I just wanted to meet more people, new people, and also be exposed to to Filipino culture. So
I love
and
I
all of this,
love Manila. I love the
yeah,
Philippines.
it's
I love the
beautiful.
food, the music, the people, and yeah, they're quite similar to the Indians. Very warm.
Very much, yeah.
Um, yeah.
I
Okay.
mean, absolutely. They're very much like alike. In many ways, they are like Indians only, or we are like them. Whatever. I mean, we are older, so, so we would say that. There was this I don't know, a social networking site, WeChat or something, wherein it shows people in your nearby location. Okay, so I'm sitting on my couch and
Are you sure it's not Tinder? Because that's what Tinder does.
no, 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 no. So I tried Tinder a lot too, by the way. So I saw Lane's profile there. She was probably in my neighborhood, like in couple of um, yards or something. So she was in nearby location. So I sent her the request first time. Um, Obviously, she didn't accept. I saw her pictures. They were pretty. Like I liked her pictures and all, and I sent uh, friend request to her. Obviously, didn't wasn't accepted um, as expected. So then, I mean, few days later, I saw her profile. Maybe she was in my area again, and we were meant to be. It seems, I guess that's why she was in my area again and again. And I'm again sitting on my couch and like sending requests. And I liked her pictures again, but I didn't remember that I had sent her a request a couple of days ago because I was sending requests like
A lot of
yeah, anybody who will talk to me. So I'm just no. But then she was kind enough. She was she was kind enough to accept it the second time maybe, and we started talking. And that time I had no picture on my. Maybe that played in my favor. So I had no picture on my profile. Maybe she was anticipating some sort of a knight in shining armor, but she ended up with a man with a shining bald head. So um, then and then we started talking like couple of days. We're talking and all that, and she just decided. Um, she asked me, and she was bold enough. She asked me, "Do you want to meet for a coffee?" I said, of course. I mean, I love coffee. And she said, I love coffee too. And we both love coffee. So we just decided we will meet for coffee. And it was supposed to be a half an hour meeting. Okay. Now, this is where it gets interesting. Okay. This is Friday evening. It was just supposed to be half an hour meeting. We'll meet for half an hour, at least just see each other in person and all that, because we enjoyed conversations, our conversations for like 2-3 days. And but that lasted the entire weekend. We were together the entire weekend. Then from there on, we were just together, and um, we went on trips together. I spent Christmas with her family. Yeah, and suddenly one fine day, Beyonce started dancing in my background. That if you liked it, put a ring on it. But so before she comes back again and tells me, I decided that I have to take an action. And Eventually, I proposed her.
How
We
long did you date for in the Philippines for you even
Philippines
talk about proposal?
3.5 months, 3.5, four
In
months.
3.5 months, you were like, okay, this is it. Like,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
so I've had a few singles in my show, like before you,
Mm,
like,
mm,
a single lady, a single
yeah,
man.
yeah,
And you were too. I mean, you're still single technically, though you are going
yeah.
to get married
Committed,
soon.
committed single,
Yeah,
and this time not one-sided commitment.
exactly.
Yeah.
Um, so how was it for you being single, right? Before you met Laine?
Living life of a single person was I would do anything that I want at any point in time I want. Like, if I wake up at 3 o'clock at night and I want to go out and have coffee, I could do that. Honestly speaking, it was a freedom that I didn't want. I don't know how best to put it. So, when you are younger, it's okay. Life is a lot more exciting. But as you start to grow old, when your friend circle back then, I knew like some 300, 400 people to now knowing only three people, my circle has started to shrink. And then, you just want little more stability. You don't want to be forever bachelor. While as cool as it sounds, you're cooking meal alone. While you may think that it's peaceful to cook alone, but it's much better to cook with somebody you enjoy life with. After six months, she visited India and she met my family. Spent time here. She was here for 2.5 months or something, and that was the time that was my opportunity. I decided I'm gonna propose her finally, put a ring on it. Before Beyonce comes again and tells me that, put a ring on it. She knew the proposal was coming, but she didn't know when. We had a Jaipur trip planned. She thought it's gonna come in a very romantic, dinner date in Jaipur. Already asked for her ring size and all that, so she knew. And I took permission from her dad first because I
Being
wanted
the
to.
gentleman that you are, as much as she's going to be a good addition to your family,
Yeah.
you are going to be a great addition to theirs.
Spoke to one of my friends who's a Zumba instructor. So I asked him that I want to propose Lain and I want to do it in your Zumba class because I had this fascination of surprising and some making it worth remembering. We went to the Zumba class and she and I we have this song, okay, Hindi song that she likes. So I had requested my friend to uh, play that song in the middle, and that's when he had instructed his whole class that whenever that song comes, everybody else needs to
Disperse.
be on the side, disperse, be on the side. So this is exactly what happened. The song came, but I was so nervous and I had prepared this whole speech of you know like, would you be this and be be my wife or blah 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 blah. I thought of whole long this thing, and I forgot everything when the time came, because when I was huffing and puffing because of this Zumba, it was supposed to be for like 10 minutes and we ended up dancing for like 20-30 minutes. She was still that energetic and I'm like um, and I went down, and when the music stopped, she thought that everybody's going to ask her to dance because she's a foreigner, something like that. And when I'm holding her hand, she didn't really realize that I'm going down on my knee, and she's like hitting me. What? I'm like, hold on. And I felt so much of relief when I went down on my knee because one, it was a relieving gesture, posture after dancing. I did probably want to get up, but then I'm holding my hand. That was cue for my brother to bring me the ring, and he's busy making video. So he's not. I'm waiting, and she's like, you will see that if I'll share the video with you. And she's like moving around, and I'm holding her hand. Like, she doesn't know what's happening. Obviously, she's shy. She doesn't know what's happening. Everybody's looking at her, and probably it didn't hit her that I am down on my knee. I'm going to propose her right now. And then my brother came running with the ring, and I
That's
was
it.
so nervous. Yeah, and I knew you would think now that everything would be fine. I was so nervous I put the ring on a wrong hand. So yeah, I mean, but
You are classic, man. That's so awesome.
yeah, but that was beautiful. Like, the good switch. she said a yes, and then I finally put a ring on her, in whatever hand. I think it was a goof up, but then yeah, she said a yes, and now we've been together. We wanted to get married in 2019 December, but unfortunately things took a different turn. She's in Philippines. I'm here.
And right
We
now, both countries cannot give
tourist visa.
the visa, right? Tourist
Yeah,
visa. And that is
yeah,
why you're stuck.
yeah. That's why we are
Everything can be done virtually in this pandemic world. I mean, in the
not
pandemic right
married,
now, except getting married.
except marriage and babies, maybe. so so yeah.
You just have to wait.
Hopefully the visas will open soon and she can travel down to India and then we can get married.
And then the balle balle will
And the
happen.
balle balle, yeah, and the balle balle.
You've been an open guy, but I don't know if you were as open to kind of share your love story like this. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? You know,
this
it takes a lot. And
seriously, every bit of it is worth sharing because just when I had given, I mean, my only point was like with everything intact, my only point was just when I had decided that, you know, it's it. I mean, I am not going to ever find somebody. God was kind enough to bless me with a person that I can't imagine my anybody better. She's probably the person. So
oh,
yeah, that's the
okay. So the
yeah,
last question then is,
yeah.
what is the moral of Puneet's love story?
Puneet's love story. Okay.
Puneet and Lion's love story, right?
Yeah. While as much I would want to say that love knows no boundaries, and that's gonna maybe that's it because we are from different countries, different cultures, so love definitely knows no boundaries. And yeah, that and love hits you when you are least expecting. uh, that's it. I don't
That,
know if that is moral worthy or not, but
no, it is right. To each his own. You know, to each
yeah,
her own. And
yeah,
yeah, I just wanted to. Maybe you never thought about it, so that was an impromptu thing that I just threw at you.
yeah, yep, yep.
Anyway, thank you so much, Puneet, and honoring me with your gracious presence.
It's honor to be here. I mean, because probably this might be the only show I like I said in the beginning. I mean, I need to propagate this.
With that, much love to Lion in the Philippines, and I hope you watch this as well. And a beautiful love story. Wishing you guys the very best, and yeah, we are hoping to hear the wedding bells ring soon. And take good care. And thank you very much. God bless, Puneet.
Thank you so much, Candy. Take care. Bye
Bye.
bye.
So, guys, how did you like the Puneet Lian love story? Give them a huge thumbs up, y'all. We need more of such stories, right? I thank you so much for watching, and I request all of you to like, subscribe, and share. Till then, see you next week. God bless and take care. Bye.